I wouldn't. You may have some Weeble Wobbles.
I don't even know what those are.
You don't. You really don't know what Weeble Wobbles are?
Mm-mm.
Weeble Wobbles. They wobble, but they don't fall down.
You can say it over and over. I don't know what it is. Brother, you told me to come here with a top 10 list of action figures, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And there's a caveat to that.
Yes.
You said it has to be something we had.
Right, yes. Stuff we had as a...
So
I first said as a kid.
Presentation. I made a presentation.
Man.
So I'm ready. Okay, yeah. You 7 years. Yeah.
So I got some 70s toys on here. So you want to start your 10? Let me pull yours up since you got the picture.
You're the boss.
Okay.
So ladies and gentlemen, my number 10 toy that I had, action figure that I actually owned, right here, number 10. That's going to be, I know what you're thinking, Masters of the Universe is number 10?
Yes. I was like, man, yes.
It is number 10. And you know, I didn't have all of these figures, but I had so many of them.
Yes.
The Sorceress. I had 3 different versions of Skeletor, every He-Man that I could possibly get. My favorite one was, I think his name is Roboto. He's clear with the
Yes, gears. I love him. Yes.
Yeah.
He had the gadgets inside, the gears when you turned him.
He could change hands. He was kind of like He-Man's version of the Bat in G.I. Joe.
Yes.
But yeah, the figures were really good. They came with, you know, a lot of accessories, a lot of different accessories. And man, I used to go to battle with them. They were fun. Yes,
I was forced out of Star Wars because Christmas, Santa Claus got me nothing but He-Man. So that's when I went from Jedi to He-Man. It was probably about a year, 2 years. Had everything. I had Snake Mountain. I had Castle Grayskull. I had the Hordak Castle thing with the glove on it. I can't remember the name of it.
I know.
I had all the figures, probably like the first 1 through 4 series. King Ralph, I didn't have him. Sorceress, and I think I was out by then. I like the who's the skull guy? Not Skeletor.
Scareglow.
Yes, I didn't know about him till I was an adult. I was like, man, I wish I had that as a kid.
Yeah, I didn't know about him either, and then I found out how much he was worth.
Yeah,
Michael Cash is he's on Scareglow down there in chat. I had Snake Mountain and Grayskull and a lot of those as well. I remember when I was like 6 or 7 years old, my closet door was open to my bedroom, and I opened my eyes in the middle of the night, and I saw in the dark Snake Mountain, and the eyes are glowing, looking at me, and it scared the crap out of me, dude. And after that moment, I didn't hardly play with that toy. Like it freaked me out. Yeah, it freaked me out. But anyways, my number 10 is definitely Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, I love the was it Snake Mountain that had the thing you talk in and it changed your voice?
It did.
I love that.
Yeah. It had like this high pitchy echo kind of sound.
Yeah. Yeah. And you could shake it and it sounded like thunder. I don't know why I like doing that. Did you get into the newer He-Man?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Those figures, like,
I like it.
You can't restart He-Man. You know?
No.
And when He-Man went cold, it died. You know, that franchise fell off a cliff, man.
It fell off.
When they tried to bring it back with Bo and this new skinny He-Man.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
No, it didn't do it.
And was he in space or something? Well, I know he's always in space, but I think he was not on the planet. I think he did some space stuff or something to try to make him cool to the kids.
It's kind of like when G.I. Joe did it. You know, after G.I. Joe, the movie, they had one final season. It was horrible. Production-wise, it was the same company that was making it, different voice actors. It was just bad.
Yeah. Now, did you watch the cartoon?
He-Man? Masters of the Universe? Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't wait to get home. Every day I came on at like 3:15. Oh, I love it. It's pretty cheesy now, but school got out at 3 o'clock and he came at like 2:45 and he came on at 3. Man, it was the fastest run home I could get.
Dude, He-Man was so synonymous with the 80s with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold and the muscle-bound action, heroes in cinema. Perfect.
A top 10 best cartoons of the 80s would be a good one to do.
Well, I'm down. I will thrash you.
I don't know. I would have Chipmunks on the list.
Oh, that's wrong, dude. That's wrong.
Love the Chipmunks. Come on.
Oh, Theodore.
Okay, here's my number 10. I know how to share it now. I know what I was doing wrong.
All right. What? Didn't take
Here's my number 10.
Oh, here we go. Number 10, Junkman.
The Dukes of Hazzard. You're in Alabama. What are you shaking your head for? You're in Alabama.
So
I had the General Lee. The top opened up because you couldn't open the door. So the top opened, put them in there.
I bet you broke that car.
Oh, it jumped over every ramp. I would get a checkerboard, fold it, make a ramp out of it, and sling it down the steps. And as it went down the steps, I would say, "Yeehaw!"
Hey, dude, Boss Hogg is worth some serious money today. If you could find him in good condition.
Yes. Yeah, he is. I only have Bo and Luke, and I still got a Bo. Somebody sent me a Bo over there. Bo, is Bo the black-headed one? I'm not sure. Now I'm looking bad.
He is.
Okay,
so I actually had that, believe it or not.
Oh, see, you had it too. Okay. I had
did it make my top 10? I don't know.
It might be your number 1. Why are you shaking your head?
I guarantee you it's not my number 1.
I didn't like the figures. I don't like the rubber band figures, even as a kid. So, because they would get real loose and they wouldn't stand up or anything. But I had so much fun putting them in that car. It was kind of like a crash test dummy for me because I would put them in that car and just sling it against the wall. Oh.
Well, my biggest gripe about the toy line is that Daisy Duke is not screen accurate.
No, she does got some Daisy Dukes on. Just doesn't look as good. Doesn't look as good. Okay, well, that was my number 10. Did you watch the Dukes of Hazzard?
Yes, absolutely. This show still holds up today, honestly.
I want to see it. It's not.
Them boys are at it again. What's going to happen on the next one?
I love it. I loved it. I loved it as a kid. That's why I say I'm scared it's not going to hold up, but we'll see. Let's do your number 9.
Number 9. Oh, it's on fire, so you know it's
This is going to be a good one.
You ready?
This is gonna be a good one. Yeah.
Coach, number 9. The Playmates Ninja Turtles line. Only Series 1.
Only? Okay. Now you got to explain why only Series 1.
Because I didn't like the Series 1 line with the 4 original Turtles, with April, with Shredder, with Splinter, with the Foot Soldier. That was an iconic lineup. And then they extended Series 1 to involve Krang, Bebop, and Rocksteady. And I think those were the 11. But they were great toys. Now, there were so many episodes of Ninja Turtles, and it got wild, man, with like pandas and raccoons and crap, and like, and I'm like, nah, I'm sticking with the main characters. That's not a toy line where I was like, I have to get them all. I never felt that way, but having the complete Series 1 and being able to sit and play. These came out when I believe I was in the 2nd grade. So I was still playing with toys a little bit, and I really did love them though. Now,
I'm gonna be honest.
One of my gripes is like the throwing stars were so little. You could lose.
I've seen them. Yeah,
you would lose that stuff so easy.
What they on? Like you had to tear them off of.
You did.
You got them all,
they were all on like a plastic.
Yeah, I hated Playmates did that.
Like a box, and you had to tear them off. Yeah.
Yeah. Playmates did a few like that. But I'm going to be honest with you. I've never seen the Ninja Turtles cartoon. I've never seen a Ninja Turtles movie. I've never had a Ninja Turtle.
When I was in the 5th grade, the first thing we did when we got up was, and this is all the boys at my school, we all got like a shower as quickly as possible and ate breakfast and would sit down in front of the TV. And we got to watch one episode of Ninja Turtles from 7 to 7:30, and then it was time to get in the car and go to school. And when we got to school, we would all get to the gym and sit in our holding place. What do you think we were talking about? Ninja Turtles episode, the episode we all just watched. It was great, man. It was great mornings.
I think this is where the age comes in because I think it came out 87 probably.
87, 88.
And I was out of cartoons, and back then, that's when I went from toys to cartoons to girls, and then back to toys to cartoons in the 90s. So. So, and either you're doing a great mannequin impression or you're froze. Okay, you're back now.
Oh, sorry.
You froze, but you're good now. But yeah, I know one's going to be on your list. It's also something else I've never seen before. There you go. Now that's freezing on that O face. There you go. But, okay, let me get mine ready now that I know what I'm doing. Okay, y'all don't laugh at this one. It's better than Ninja Turtles, though.
I doubt it.
Let me get it ready.
Your number 9 ain't better than my number 9.
Oh, yes, it is. The chat will agree. Although I'm probably going to get, why is this so high on your list?
This is your sandbox. So
now, this I didn't play with as a kid, but I loved it anyway.
All right.
Power of the Force 2, 1995.
Dude,
Star Wars line. I know they're big and they're bulky, but nothing. I didn't spend my money on nothing more in the 90s, I don't think.
Wait, what? I see people unsubscribing. Your numbers.
Oh, wait, did it go to 45 viewers to 30? What happened?
Bro, you like the Masters of the Universe Star Wars line? That's wild.
Everybody loves this line.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you, man. Like, when 1997 rolled around and these figures started popping up on the shelves again, it was the first time we'd actually had 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures on the shelves since '85. So it was a great moment. Me and Nick would go up to Walmart at 2 a.m. to get the Leia, because there'd be one Leia in each box, and that Leia was going for $50.
That ugly monkey face Leia.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah, man. Me and my friend Russ, we were and we were calling stores. We were going everywhere we could to make sure to see if they had.
Look, so somebody told me, and look, I see what Darth Wizzy Wizard said. This line was such a big disservice to Star Wars fans. Sam Jimenez, I got these gathering dust now. You couldn't give these away for years. And the only one that I wish I still had, and it's on my bucket list. It's on my reacquire list.
Yeah,
is the Luke Skywalker special edition figure that you got at the movie.
Oh yeah, I did a video. I didn't have him. My friend Russ went and got one. Didn't get me one. I mean, it's the same figure as the card. It's the same thing,
but the card back's different, son.
It's got a sticker on it.
Yeah.
You should be able to pick it up pretty cheap, though, I would think. I don't know. I hadn't looked in a while.
If you look hard, if you're impatient, you could get it for $25.
Yeah, the only problem with those two, the glue on the bubble's really bad, I've heard. So a lot of them fell off the
I've seen many of them with a detached bubble. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. But yeah, 90 when they hit 95, they were every toy collector was into Star Wars toys.
They had some really cool variants on this toy line. Do you remember like long sabers versus short sabers?
I remember we had a bunch of them. Yeah,
with the full circle versus the half circle.
Yeah, and then it was a Boba Fett on the card back. It had 0.1 or 0.2, and people were looking for it.
I don't remember that, but
a long saber, short saber, and then you had the Jedi Luke brown vest and a black vest.
Yes.
Yeah, and like you said, Leia was really hard to find at the time. Mm-hmm. So it was just a lot of fun collecting those figures. And it might not have been fun. I mean, they might not look great, but we didn't care. I don't remember anybody even complaining really about them.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that and I know we're talking action figures, but one thing that the toy line did right was the play sets and vehicles were great.
Yes.
They did those right. You go get that X-Wing or that AT-AT, they were phenomenal.
Well, I will say something bad. Because they used the same mold as Kenner. Mm-hmm. So like Han and Chewie wouldn't hardly fit in the Falcon.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, because they were too wide. True. Yeah.
Yep.
But other than that, they were updated from the ones we had as a kid. So they were good because the mold was the same, but then they had updated features and everything. Okay. You ready to go?
Yeah.
You ready to go again?
I'm ready. All right. Coach number 8. You ready? You ready?
Yes.
My list just gets better. I don't know about yours. Here we go. Number 8, muscles.
Muscles.
Son,
muscles.
Man,
they were want to be erasers. Those aren't action figures.
When they came out with different colors too, man, I had to have them all. I had to have them all. I would get big packs with like tons of muscles in there. So me and my cousins used to have some serious battles with them.
I can't. Yeah. I can't say much about this. I remember them, but I didn't know what you did with them. I didn't know what you did with them. I just thought they looked like bubblegum machine toys.
I loved them, dude. Like they were like think about it. Muscles are my number 8. Masters of the Universe is my number 10. Okay, like I loved me some Muscles.
You love, yeah, but so you got to have the 90 Star Wars on here. They had Muscles.
So the Muscles also had a boxing ring, and there was like a little holder for each figure on both sides, and it was kind of like Rock'em Sock'em Robot, but you were doing it with Muscles. Man, it was so much fun.
Now what did you got? It came in a pack of more than one, right?
Oh yeah, there's tons.
What do you do with them? Just make them fight each other? I couldn't never figure out what they were.
Yep. Well, their arms don't move, so it's
they didn't look like they were fun. Like you just threw them at each other.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun, and there are a lot that came out later on that are very hard to find today. Like there are some standalone muscle figures that sell for upwards of $600.
Just the figure, just
the one figure. Can you believe that? God, now I wouldn't. To be fair, I wouldn't know them if they knocked on my door and said hi to me. I wouldn't have any idea. But I loved Muscles.
Well, if a muscle ever comes to your house and knock on the door, let me know.
Dude, Darth Wizzy Wizard, Guts almost made my list, bro. That would be my first. That would be my first honorable mention. It's so crazy that you just mentioned those.
I might have to see them.
Guts came in like you bought a team, like a pack, and it had like 8 or 10. I can't remember. I think it might have been 10 figures, and like one was like the Army Rangers, one was like the futuristic laser shooters, one was ninjas, one was Green Beret. Like, man, they were freaking awesome. And if you bought 2, you had a war right there. So it was really cool.
I might have to see that. I'll have to look it up later.
They came out around 88, so I think it was Mattel.
Okay, I don't remember that. Yeah, I can't really add much to Muscles because I saw them and
well, you don't have
like, what is this crap? But someone said you're killing me.
You don't have any. Never mind. Muscles.
I don't have no muscle toys or on my body. So, so no, I never did. Okay. Now I'm gonna win back the chat with this one. You ready for me to win back the chat?
You need to. I'm pulling for you.
Number 8. Dun, 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 dun. Superman.
Good
well, superpowers, I should say.
Superman. Superman.
Superpowers. Now I'm gonna be. I didn't have them all. I only had like 3 of them. But I love playing with the Batman, the Superman, and I had Robin. Now, I wish I had them all, but they were a lot of fun. I love superpowers line.
I got to tell you that. So if you have this, it's fair to reason that you have Marvel as well. Oh my gosh.
God, now I've forgotten. Secret Wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
These figures are better than Secret Wars.
Yes, I only had Spider-Man. Was the only one I have for Secret Wars.
I had a lot of them. I had the Black Spider-Man and the regular Spider-Man and everything. But these figures were extremely well done for DC. So that's a great addition. The Batman, man, everybody had that freaking Batman, dude. You had to have
you had to have that Batman, and you squeeze their legs and they run.
Yeah.
Or do something different. I can't remember what they all did, but actually I have about 10 of them over here in the junk room now that I've got.
And again, I know we're talking figures, but man, that Batmobile was freaking dope.
I never had it. My friend next door had Batmobile, and I wanted it. So
Batman and Robin in that thing.
Yes.
Oh man.
I tried to trade in my General Lee for it one time, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Now I agree with Rick Taylor. I've always been more Marvel than DC. But the toys, Secret Wars weren't as good of a lineup.
Yeah.
In terms of a toy. For me. But I agree with you, Rick. All right.
Number 7 from Coach.
So this is you're going to laugh. This is the very end of my. I was actually more collecting than playing with the toys, because I was this is the last toy as a pre-16-year-old I ever bought. Okay.
Ooh,
13, 14, 15 years old. I was buying these because I loved them and I loved the show. So my number 7 is X-Men from Toy Biz.
Mine was almost on the list. I took it off.
Yeah.
I took it
that
off the
Wolverine
list.
figure that you see right there is one of my favorite action figures of all time. I didn't even know who Deadpool was the first time I saw his action figure.
Yeah, I didn't know who half of them was. I loved
and that was one of the coolest. And look at Cyclops. Look at
Cyclops.
Beast.
Yeah.
They are extremely well done. And one of my favorite figures, I've got him back there, is Iceman. This Iceman right here, so good, man. Like,
I love the clear Iceman, not the blue one, the clear one.
I liked them. I loved them both.
Well, I like them both. Have you seen the new Iceman that's coming out, like the big one that they revealed? I've seen your picture of that. Yeah. Okay. It looks pretty cool. But I've talked about it before. You might have heard. But this was when I was getting into collecting when X-Men hit. And man, I worked at Toys R Us. And that Iceman was so rare. It was one per case. Everybody wanted him. And I had so many hoarded in the back. I bought me one, my friend Russ, but I would put them on the I would give them to somebody that asked for it. But I didn't want some kid buying it because I knew a collector wanted it. So I was like the comic book store guy knew me, and he would say, "Go to Toys R Us, this guy working to get you an X-Men." So I was like the drug dealer for X-Men.
This is before you were that Junkman.
Yeah. I was like the Iceman. I was like the drug dealer Iceman.
That is hilarious.
I still have that figure. I'm like, I love that figure so much. But that was on my list, and I edited it around and took it off. And
hey man, Saturday mornings when I was 14 years old, watching X-Men was a must. I would call Nick to make sure he was awake, and then as soon as the episode started, we're like, all right, we'll call you when it's over. And we'd hang up, and then I'd call him as soon as it ended, and we'd be like, man, did you see Omega Red and Wolverine? You know, and whatever. Like, so good.
See, I never even watched the cartoon.
Dude, the figures look, not all of them, but so many of them look exactly like the cartoon. And I'm going to tell you.
Yeah, they look good.
With X-Men 97 coming out, I'm not very hopeful that the show's going to be great. I hope it is. I mean, but with Disney being in control, I don't know. I got to have my speculation there. But give us some action figures, and I will definitely be looking.
So I'll give you that one. But and it was the first one that was aimed toward, well, not aimed toward collectors, but they appealed to collectors because they had like KB exclusive Wolverine,
true,
and stuff like that. So it was right there when the collector market was starting to hit. But this is 70s. This is true 70s TV show action figure line. So let me share it. My brother had it, and I played with it so much. The $6 Million Man. What a great line. Bigfoot. He had Andre the Giant Bigfoot figure. You pop his chest off and it showed he was a robot. Came with these capsules you could put him in for a spaceship. Different arms. You could buy a bag of legs for him. You could just buy legs and put on him. It was awesome. It had a little peep where you could look through the eye, kind of like the Boba Fett 12-inch. It was just awesome. Now, my brother played with it, and when he wouldn't play with it, I got to play with it. And I loved it. His skin was like a real rubbery figure, and I like just pull it and play with it. It was just so odd. And being that it was like rubber, it would get dirty more than the other figure, so it always looked real bad. But hopefully someone in the chat. Now I'm guessing you were a little too young.
I was too young. This is before my time. But I actually have had the Bigfoot as a collector. It was in a collection that I bought. I sold it. I sold it. Yeah, but I did have it, and I knew how cool it was. I was like, wow, I got Bigfoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I never watched the show.
Now they never show reruns of it much. Like I didn't ever see it in the 80s. So but Megatron, he was the bad guy. You could put a Oscar Goldman face on him, or a $6 Million Man face, or a robot face, and then you have Fembot. That was a robot, female robot. Oh, what a great line! I'm sure the chat's blowing up how great this line was.
If you put the X-Men Toy Biz on your list, it would be kind of weird because you'd have been 20.
Well, there's some 28, there's some 90 stuff on there.
All right. My number 6. I remember the day this show came out. There had been there'd been commercials leading up to it. Finally, I'm at my grandmother's house after school. I was there every day. That was my holding cell until my mom got to come pick me up. So me and my cousin are sitting there. Finally, we get to watch day one and I love the action figure line. Ladies and gentlemen, LJN Thundercats. Let's freaking go. Look at that Jaga. Look at that Panthro. Look at that Chitara. Look at that Lion-O. And they had the battery pack where you would stick it into his back and Lion-O's eyes would light up red. Man, that was one heck of an action figure lineup. And you're just getting a glimpse there. There's so many more.
Hated this cartoon, hated this line. Because I thought it was a He-Man ripoff. And I never gave it a chance. I just saw it and it said, "Oh, it wants to be He-Man," and I get mad at it. And I didn't like the names of them. I still to this day can't say the name of Mofo. But what year would that have came out? Do you know?
85.
Yeah, that's about the time I'd have been screaming He-Man ripoff. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't have any. I'm sure the chat did. I heard a lot of people talk about it. But
look, one of my all-time favorite moments, and this is the one toy that I would have bought. I looked for it last year at Icon. I looked for it this year at Icon. I have not been able to find it at an affordable price for me. I want the actual play sword, the Sword of Omens from LJN.
That's hard to find. Yeah,
I had it. It has the light up Eye of Thundera and everything. I had it as a kid. I don't have it anymore. I remember the day my mom bought that for me. But anyways,
I would have loved to seen a 12-year-old coach in Alabama running around with his sword.
Oh yeah, I would have.
Yeah, but them Alabama people was like, that boy ain't right. I'm Lionel, whatever his name. What's his name? Lionel?
Lionel.
Okay, that sounds better than Lionel.
Hey, I used to have sword battles. I had my Sword of Omens in the front yard, and my friend down the street, he had Voltron's sword.
Oh, Voltron's sword. I remember that.
Blazing sword. Yeah, so we would sit there and fight. Man, it was awesome.
Okay, let me see my list here. Ooh. We're going to go to one I didn't play with, but I did collect. I did buy. I went crazy for it. And a lot of people hate this line. So I might lose some people again. Here goes. Kenner's Aliens line. Who didn't love this line? Okay, it doesn't look like the figure, but what? Put your hand down. This was a great line. The alien. I should have pulled up a picture of the aliens because that was the best of the line. But I like the Bishop. I know it looked nothing like Bishop from the movie, but it looked awesome. You could take it apart. You had all the aliens, and they had the bubble like an egg. Came with a comic book. I don't know how anyone couldn't love that line. It was awesome. You had the power loader too for.
Now, if you had the original Kenner alien,
well, that's not fun. It's only one. You couldn't really.
So what? If that was on your list, I'd be like, yeah. This 1994 crap.
It's also fine.
No.
You can get a repainted today at Walmart for like $2.
I am gonna have to
bought the bowl.
I got to tell you, it was a really weird time for there to be aliens toys on aisles.
Yeah,
a movie that was 10 years old at the time. It was just weird.
And the best was the Alien 2-pack that came with a Predator because it was the one that looked like Alien from the movie, and that was awesome. The Predator line could have been on here, but they just did Predator. They didn't have anything to go with it.
Yeah, but dude, seriously, if you put the 79 Kenner Alien action figure,
if I had it as a kid, I would have.
Yeah, I've never owned it, and I would absolutely take it and put it on my shelf.
No, I got one over here. I found it at an antique store for $20.
Yeah, you showed me.
It's missing the dome and the arms broke, but $20, I'm not gonna complain about that.
If you look hard enough, you could replace those parts.
Yeah, but it looks cool sitting up on display anyway. So we're starting the top 5.
Top 5. This is where things get crazy.
This is where you pull your aliens up, right?
So this is where I think maybe our toys. One of two things are going to happen here. Either we're going to have a lot of the same things here, or I'm going to smoke you.
I thought we were going to have to say number 1. I almost made a rule. I'll tell you later because I was scared we had to say number 1.
All right.
I almost made a rule that we wasn't going to put this toy on the whole list.
So my number 5 is going to shock you.
Oh, really?
My number 5.
Wait, stop the video. Stop the video. You don't want to sit here for 50 minutes, do you? This is part 1, 6 through 10. Now, if you want to see my number 1 and Coach's number 1, I know you do. You're going to have to check out part 2, Also, right here at thatjunkman.com. Go watch it.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.